basically do or die. Elimination on the line if you lose, qualification over to the play-ins of the qualifiers, basically, and trying to make it over to Barcelona, that double elimination bracket, which still looks quite treacherous. But seeing the counter being ticking down on the screens of the players, we should be jumping into the game any second now, and indeed that is going to happen. Basement Boys starting things off on the CT side, as UNiTY will be the aggressors.
All right, there you go, baby. Final day of the group stage. 16 teams started off. 8 of them will be making it into the play-ins double elimination bracket starting in a couple of days after a short break. And 4 of these will be making it into Barcelona in later April. Pistol rounds already started. UNiTY picking up the pace. Oh, they're playing a bit of an aggressive angle.
Yeah, and he needs to account for a first pick, but instead of Woozy's shot through the smoke, we'll end up picking up Fake Reality. There is backup though for Basement Boys. 3 players strong, and all of them able to convert. Woozy, he's scratching his head now. He's standing in front of a pile of bodies, so he might be thinking twice before trying to approach the smoke, but it will fade out, dissipate. Ooh, grab a nice little think, but considering there are 3 players that he has to handle now, it is a far-fetched ask. Especially now that he's down to 19 points of health. What a glorious hold from Basement Boys, though. They were fully under control the entire time. I'm not quite sure what types of utility they use there, Ted, but the crossfire setup looked quite decent.
We're gonna see it on the replay, I think. But there was one smoke in particular that really screwed up the tees. I'm still curious to see if Uzi's gonna be able to find another kill. That could be the difference between them going for a force buy and just playing the full eco in the next, even without the bomb plant. I might have the money to get something.
Going all the way around to potentially stop Woozy from dropping back or maybe creating a backstab. Indeed, Woozy wanted to prolong it, try to see if Basement Boys give him anything.
Yeah.
But, no, not going to happen.
We're going to spot it out on the replay now. This is, I think this is good prep out of the Basement Boys, honestly. You started off with a smoke in towards the B-bomb side with a bit of a stack, and they re-smoke connector. Now, this is the main difference maker, right? You saw the left and right-hand side smokes on the bomb side for the T's to get in. But then that's a split, right? You have a bunch of players coming in from canal. So the moment you smoke them in connector, they can't play through the smoke. They're blocked. The main players are very easy to isolate, and it was just 2 of them. So it was a very weird dynamic for UNiTY to make their way through. It's just that one smoke that screws them up big time out of the Basement Boys.
Ted, I'm upset.
Why?
You promised me a replay, and it didn't show.
Well, I gave you an audible replay. It's an audiobook type of replay.
Fair. And it was enough. You're enough, Ted, in case you've ever heard that. More than enough.
First time in my life.
Sometimes too much to handle, to be fair. You're quite annoying in some occasions, but other than this...
My mom told me she hopes that I would be one day, if that counts.
Your mum hopes that one day you'll be enough?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay. Well, UNiTY, well, they weren't barely enough. No picks for them. Just walked into a meat grinder, tried to combine it there somehow. Segue it into the game itself. But I can segue it into the Lorgar platform. You can get yourselves any type of peripherals you want. Anything having to do with gaming. Just equip yourselves with some top-of-the-line specs.
Yeah, they have racing cockpits, which is the coolest thing ever. That's one of the things that I would put in my man cave one day.
Has anybody ever tried using that for a surfing server?
Surfing in CS with a racing cockpit. You know what? You might have just come up with a fantastic idea. Now that I think about it, if you could bind the steering wheel when you go left for it to be an A, and then when you go right for it to be a D, you could potentially, but then you can't do, how do you do short strafes? You're just gonna have to move the steering wheel very quickly left and right. That could probably work.
Yeah, you could probably do something like that. Not impossible. Kifida though, up close, kind of isolated.
Ooh.
Doesn't matter though, one-man army, how about that? And he's still alive and going. With Owner considering if he wants to go in for it, Kifida with a triple kill. What is this?
It's a solo round that you steal away. That's what this is.
And you know what? UNiTY were even going for the A site, Ted. It had nothing to do with Kifida's play. It's just that there are no more players around for the retake.
Yeah, that's one of these moments, by the way. This is why you want to have a very strong aimer, usually being your B extremity player on T side Anubis, I feel like. You don't want him to be the most proactive one, and Kefita is usually not the guy that's prominent, especially on this team as an aimer, right? He's much more of a supportive element, but when you have someone that can just stay and be a defensive turret, if aggression comes in, this is what it looks like. They try to get him out, 3 1v1s, Kefita gets 3 headshots. It is very impressive out of the veteran. Probably the people that, or the person that a lot of people would associate with the in-game leading role on this team of UNiTY. And then they hear the name Neofrag and they get absolutely stumped by the idea that he is an IGO. What was that nade? Where did that happen? Oh, they're doing the triple boost. They see the bomb, but they got naded. That's so cool. That is so cool. They're already doing it. Vitality literally did that today, boys.
So now,
that is mental.
Breach. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Here we go, though, now.
This boost is it's actually very crazy because Vitality literally did that boost, I think, yesterday or today. I think it was yesterday they did it for the first time. But I am trying. Now, the hunt here is to realize which team has done it in Prax against Vitality. Because Flamesy did say that they've seen it in Prax. Someone did it to them. And that's why they did it. So I wanna know who created that. Who created that monster.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
I mean, we know what came first, but we want to know where it came from. You know, who is the creator?
Yeah. Who's the creator?
Yeah, and they've just won a full buy in a 5v5, just walking into a bomb site, by the way, which is a bit iffy for the basement boys. I guess they hold on to the guns, which is not too bad, but this is making you feel very good if you're the IGO of UNiTY right now. Maybe even better than just going and killing them. You get such a free round on the board.
So this changes the game quite a bit. Solid stuff from UNiTY. Seeing mounts and heaps of damage dealt by nades early doors as well. And I feel like there's an awkward buy to come in on Basement's boys' way because one of the players dropped, I think that was Krivda. So a double FAMAS setup.
Also, we are interacting with chat, aren't we? I just want to share something that I've seen, a message.
Please
Shout
go for
out
it.
Rope127. He said that my voice sounds like Magnus Carlsen's voice.
Okay. I'd love to hear you talk about chess openings at some point.
I don't think our voices are anything alike, though, you see, but I'll take it. He doesn't have a... No, his voice is actually a little bit irritating.
What, Magnus Carlsen?
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but he's super smart, so who cares how he sounds?
No, he is, yeah. That is a fair point.
For the record, Ted, I don't think you sound like Magnus Carlsen.
Thank you.
I don't think anyone... I don't think he knows the difference... The viewer, that is, the Twitch viewer. No disrespect, but there's a difference between the Bulgarian and the Norwegian accent.
All the disrespect.
All the
no,
disrespect
never,
in the world.
Never. Absolutely never.
So a lot of mid-control to come UNiTY's way if they're able to make it through doors, and that's exactly what's going to happen. No resistance. Practically working is splitting the map in two, and if Ona's not cautious, he might even have a backstabber in the making that he'll have to deal with, and indeed does turn around. Good decision.
Ooh.
But being distracted by the B main push, smoke flashes, this could be troublesome. Boost in play. Fake Reality and Maggot up there. Ona finds the one. Does he see a situation in which a second can appear? Neofrag joins in. Can he help break through? The boost has to dissipate, has to fall. Fake Reality holding on for one, but so many stamping AK-47s on the ground, Krivda. This is risky, but it had to pay off in order for Basement Boys to have a foothold over this round. Not going to happen. Trouble. Tail under his legs. Has to run away.
This is actually looking good for UNiTY, by the way. I wanted to say Owner did realize what was going on because the smoke comes in towards the B-bomb side, but nothing really is going on, right? So it actually felt like a bit of a cheap fake even because there was no flashes, there was no one going into a fight. It was just the singular smoke, a couple steps being made, but no real fight. So he does turn around and anticipate the first player. But then after he gets that kill, the B players are still not moving, right? So he's he's there sat being like, well, what is going on? They were waiting for him. That's 100%. They were in front of B, but what are they waiting for? I turn around again. I see a second player, but I go down to him, and he's even able to double up and double down. This was massive impact coming out of the flank. Good work out of UNiTY on the split. And I hope that mouse smells well. He literally...
I did not expect that. Yeah, don't you ever take a sniff of your mouse, Ted? Is that... Yeah, for anybody
it
watching
smells like
right
plastic. It literally...
Yeah, Ted literally put that mouse as close as possible to his nose, and he's sniffing at it right now.
No, it smells like rubber.
It's a pink mouse, so does it have a different smell to a regular dark-colored mouse?
I want to make a joke, but I'm not going to do that. There was a Kassad joke in there, but I'm not going to do that.
There is a joke in there. I can read it between the lines, Ted. Don't worry. I know where that was heading. Again, could make something work with that 5-7. Fake Reality, then, is the one to pick up where his teammate left off. But UNiTY are smart enough to see where the gaps are in the defense. Walk straight through A main and make quick work of the site takeover.
Already looking like a good T side. What I like right now is that there's a very set idea of what UNiTY want to do. And I think, actually, there is an interesting point of view for this map for UNiTY. The reason I think a team like theirs could be decent on Anubis is because this is a map on which the T side requires you to have a lot of set calls or enables you to have a lot of set calls off of spawn, right? So you can have a very set idea of what type of a round you want to play, how you want to split, where you want to execute from the very beginning. And you can just go and proceed with it, and it could be very successful. I think for someone that is going through the transition of learning how to be an efficient in-game leader, even though he has been for a couple of months now, it's still probably a fairly new thing, it feels like, for Neofrag. I think this is very beneficial. If you can just have everything pre-planned, right? Or if you can just stick to the plan. You know you've got a bunch of rounds, you read the game, you see how the CTs react, but you can call something and everyone knows what type of responsibility they have in this specific round. You're calling, for example, we're doing, I don't know, Spirit A-pop, and everyone knows what utility they're throwing, what pathing they're taking. It does make it easier when you're a new in-game leader to play a map like this.
For this round, though, UNiTY seem to have their eyes set on B. Double-sided approach. With Fake Reality having two players around. Honor choosing the left side to throw the molly, but he's strong enough to be able to account for a pick, but they're just flames everywhere. Walk anywhere on that site and you'll be burnt to crisp. And yet again, UNiTY mighty quick and decisive with their takeovers. Nothing much to fault there. That was clean. Sure, Basement Boys have to go back to saving. That will be 3 rifles for the next. That will keep them going. But UNiTY are starting to make these mounts up. Just so damn dominant. So now, looking on to the next one, you've got Fake Reality and Ona in a difficult position. Sure, Krivda can drop something, so not the end of the world, but you know, the CT economy is a little bit too tough to maintain. So they can't keep and afford for these things to happen. I wonder what the solution is.
Generally speaking, it's probably aggression, right? They've been trying to play proactive, well, not proactive, but reactive Counter-Strike. Just play on stacks on the bomb sides, rotate based on what the T's are doing, try and, you know, lean into some gambles at times. I feel like they wanted to start it off proactively, but then the pushing towards B lobby came in and Kefita had that triple kill, so they got a little bit discouraged. I think get back to being a little bit more assertive in the way that you're looking for information. Try and shift the odds in your favor.
Yeah, I'll turn your attention to, I think it was round 3, Ted, where 3 players just explored outside of B main and Kefita was there to stop them. So, yeah, I don't blame them for feeling a little bit rough about
That's
going for something
interesting,
like
by
this.
the way. The T started the round with 4 smokes, and now they're going for a quick pop. They don't
God.
have any more smokes left. They need to get the kill.
Against center side. Good for the one,
There's
but
one
give it
more.
up. Also to trade it. Fake Reality causing some trouble. And this time UNiTY are able to take the site, but with less ease. Now left with 2. Mikey trading right back. 3 more, but 2 different locations he needs to account for.
Oh, what?
Jumping high, that was awkward, but at the same time, Krivda is around to help. So Basement Boys able to break their silence.
It's a very interesting round out of UNiTY. Now, what they did was they threw 3 smokes in towards B almost instantaneously. They had a left side smoke, right side smoke, and a connector smoke. So they made it look like they just want to go out, plant the bomb, and then, you know, try and go B lobby or just defend, kill them through the smokes or push through a smoke with a flash. I don't know. And then they had a deep smoke in towards a lobby. So on minute 25, they just decided to go for a walk down middle, but they still had to smoke camera, or not camera, tempo, sorry. So they go into the A bomb side after using 5 smokes, and they just had a bunch of flashes and a bunch of mollies. And they nearly make it work, by the way. It's all on the back of, I guess, that player in towards A main being able to get a kill on the aggression, but it was a very uncomfortable bomb side to be on. You had the bomb side and nothing else, and you didn't have the smokes to secure, delay some of these positions.
Nor the backup, really.
Yeah, you might want to hold on to a little bit more utility for later on in the round. See, that looks much better. You just smoke console, you can take water control and have comfortable players in towards A main. You smoke B main, you deal with Krivda, you push the Oper back. It's a much better start of the round.
And that first fight is clean as well. Trouble never got an opportunity to trade back. That's a re-smoke, bloke off, but smoke blokes don't stop Mikey. Ooh, Woozy is also playing around doors. Fake Reality punish, and Mikey trying to use that to his advantage. Not quite able to exploit the distraction. And Owner tries to play catch-up, and he's successful with it. The thing is, Basement Boys are very spread apart from one another. So UNiTY can try and take advantage of this spread. And that's exactly what they're trying to go, quickly into this B side. Sure, you've got Owner closing in the distance, but now Fake Reality has been isolated. Down low on HP. Owner jumps in just on time. So UNiTY have got the site control, but now have to play catch-up 2v3.
Didn't really feel like they needed that aggressive move out of Kefita, though. He gets punished. Now you have a 2v3 hold. Good thing is, that player in towards Canals is going to be very late with the OP. So as long as they win the fights against the Tempo players, they should be alright. But Trouble's actually taking first contact. He's making all the noise.
The Temple players are low. So Trouble trying to distract, but there's still more players to account for the Palace angle. Owner will get shut down, albeit giving it his best go. UNiTY holding that one down, and that's down to quick reactions in the start of and middle of the round.
Very good work out of Neofrag, by the way. Sometimes people will forget that he's actually a star player, even though he is an in-game leader. He still has the aim, still has the mechanics. Big double kill towards the back of the bomb side, supported by Morisco as well. One of the main weapons of this team of UNiTY is the fact that you have 3 players that used to be the #1 star on the team that they've played on. Morisco at a certain point was the star for Sinners. Neofrag obviously was the star for Sinners, and then he played on teams like OG, for example, even ITB for a little while. Mikey, the star, coming out of the Czechoslovakian scene literally 1-2 years ago, but unfortunately things didn't quite work out for him on an international level. But he was part of that UNiTY team that made it to an RMR, I believe it was the entire story. But he played on Isuba, he played on Enterprise. Now that I think about it, this is already like 3 years ago. Time really does fly.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. I just realized it was 2023, and that is 3 years ago.
That is 3 years ago, you're right. Feels like yesterday. Oh, Trouble. He's putting UNiTY under a lot of trouble. Instead of backing out and being happy with the pick, given that Basement Boys have the advantage, he's going a step further. And if he slow peaks this, he'll win it up against Kifida. And that's exactly what happens. He's got reinforcements. That's the bomb dropped as well. UNiTY begging for an answer. Marisko cannot provide it, but a chance for Neofrag to double up. Magan, though, holding the right angle, and that should do it. Basement Boys are quick to follow up.
They've already turned it around. 4 rounds on the CT side. I know it was a little bit of a struggle to get the buy rounds going, and you needed the help of the pistol in the conversion, but it's Anubis we're talking about. And 4 rounds already with the potential to get a 5th. That would make you feel great. It would make you feel like you've done everything that you had to. It's a bit of a team effort as well coming out of the CTs. Eyes on the B pressure. No flash goes high. Woozy's blind. Kifida also going down. That's the bomb.
And that's vengeance from round number 3, right? When you had an explosive push out of B and that you get, you know, killed over and over again. And you go down 3 players just because you try to be proactive. This was vengeance. And with that early aggression, you pretty much unlocked the round.
This is what happens when you have a flash and you don't just dry walk B main. That's, yeah.
Yeah, key difference, huh? Krifta doing his due diligence, checking every sort of nook and cranny. I won't fall victim to that off play. UNiTY hoping on individuals here, hoping for a bit of spark, brilliance, and also for Basement Boys to get overzealous and over push. But that hasn't been their MO today. They've been very clean with it. Whenever they have the advantage, they're not ones to give it away too easy.
They've been successful in turning this half around. I think that at this point, you can say Basement Boys are the big winners out of this.
Sure.
And considering UNiTY had a sequence of rounds where you could say the calls were good, the individuals were delivering, it was looking like a very solid team effort. Now the Basement Boys have really stepped up the game. Owner with another double kill. We're seeing 2 very fragged IGLs on this map so far. Neofrag on 7 kills is the top fragger for his side, and Owner on 11 is the top fragger on his.
But Ted, let's face it, this wouldn't have been the case if Basement Boys hadn't won the pistol in the follow-up, right? It kind of shows the importance of those early 2 rounds to in how relevant you are in the game itself. Because when it came to the buy rounds, UNiTY had a massive streak of form there, right? Yeah. It felt like Basement Boys were very late to the party, but because the pistol and follow-up were there, yeah, the difference doesn't look too good. Too big, at least.
Yeah, in reality, they've won only 3 buy rounds, right? But it's part of the game, especially when you're talking about a map like Anubis or a map like Nuke or an Overpass. When you start on the least favorable side, you need to win the pistol. It makes a difference. It pretty much takes you halfway there, right? Which might sound unfair from the outside, but it is very difficult to play these CT sides. Not that Owner's making it look difficult. They've just put up a wall in towards B. And they're not letting anyone in.
Yeah, odd ingredient lead for walls, but that's the ingredient Basement Boys used. Lined up with bullets and plenty of players around to make that one look dominant. So the final round of the half looking to go their way, unless Woozy has got an ace up his sleeve. But even with that, I feel like Basement Boys have got him covered. Yeah, they did go for the peak, try to go for the chase, but it is the gap closer. Full equilibrium by the end of the half with Basement Boys closing down the difference 6-6. And now they can focus on being the aggressors.
It's such a big first half out of Owner as well. Look at these holds. Look at how sharp he's looking, the in-game leader. One of the last people left out of the original Basement Boys from a couple of months ago. At this point, it's just him in trouble. Magan, Kriv, the Fake Reality, all of them a little bit newer to the team. And Owner is still only 23 years old, by the way. Is the same person that was on Spirit Academy in 2022, 2023. Played on Bait in 2021 for the first time. He's been around and about. Even played on that Hellraisers lineup, which was, I think, the last Hellraisers lineup in Counter-Strike, which left CS in March. Oh, no, it was February of 2022, actually.
Oh, man. Dude, you're finding more ways to make us feel old.
Yeah. Just think about that. He played with Wonderful on Hellraisers. And that was 4 years ago.
What? Morris goes in trouble. Yeah, he was dinked early doors, so quick pick. Pistol shot.
We're going B.
Put him to the ground, and it is going to be a B push. Thing is, UNiTY have stacked up here on Connector. Cannot convert though. Owner and Trouble are an unstoppable duo. Has the timing built enough for Kifida to drop in? No.
God.
The answer is a resounding no, because Trouble, with on that P2 Fiddy, he's an absolute madman.
Yeah, I have no idea how he's able to get both these kills. Even if he does go down, his teammates are still in an advantageous situation. They're just winning all of these fights right now, and Neofrag's got a little bit of thinking to do. What do you really do in this situation? You can't... I don't think you can go for force. I think it might feel a little bit too risky, but in the same time, do you want to let the Basement Boys run away with a 2-round lead here? Trying to put up the damage, trying to fight back. But just getting repetitively shot in the face. And I feel like this is one of the biggest weapons of this Basement Boys lineup. I think this is the type of a team that is actually better on LAN than they are online. Even when they are playing an online tournament, when they're all at the same place, I think they're the type of a team that feeds off of the energy of one another. And that's been the case with them for a couple of months.
I mean, it makes a massive difference, no matter what team it is. Sure, we kind of see it reflected quite a bit for Basement Boys, but yeah, being able to be, you know, held accountable for picking up your phone, for example, losing focus for a little while.
Yeah.
You know, having someone right next to you trying to boost up your morale. A pat on the back, a fist bump. Makes a lot of difference. Makes it lively.
All right. A full eco it is. So we've just got the D on Neofrag, the good old Zeus on Mikey, and the good old bullet through the skull of Kifida.
I was about to say.
Oh.
The exact same thing. Yeah, so UNiTY going to be playing for exits here. Unfortunately for Mikey, no one will be walking to him in the close quarters fight. Playing a little bit of a wonder game. It's not too bad of an idea using the Mac 10 to gain some extra bands of cash. Again, not really being too quiet about where he's approaching from, so Neofrag hoping he can connect on the headshot. Not quite checking his angle there, but Owner, thankfully for him, he's got a lot more bullets in the Mac 10. And Trouble for the exits. We'll end up with the last 2 pickups as well. So there you go. Basement Boys able to convert both pistols and follow-ups on both halves.
I've just realized it's Owner 15-3 and Trouble 11-3. I think both of them have died 3 times each, which is absolutely mental. It's it is very worrying when you have not 1 but 2 players on the other side of the server you need to deal with that are playing that type of a game. He's looking very comfortable in the way that he's winning these fights. The bullet is just connecting. Oh no, Owner is 15-9, okay. But Trouble is 11-3. Still point
A lot of
stands.
saves on that C2 side.
Yeah. I mean, you can clearly identify the Oper.
Absolutely. Big reality though. Monstrous shot. Screamer through Neofrag. He's going to think twice before going for an aggressive play like that again. In the meantime though, look at Kifida.
It's a good angle, but they will clear him. Surely. Oh.
Do they though?
Oh, God.
Fake reality does not think about it.
All right.
In the slightest.
They are on the
Basement
bomb
Boys
side.
take B-side control, even though they have yet to deal with the main presence of Kifida.
Magan went all the way back to his own spawn. He will get punished by Mikey, so now they know it's just the retake they're playing. But look at Owner.
Oh, dear. Oh, this is going to be backbreaking. It's just been checked.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Huge by Woozy. The 180 turnaround. Now Krivda and Trouble need to make this one work, but limited in space, limited in weaponry. Absolutely no util in pocket. And it will be the Flames to put Trouble to sleep. A blanket of fire now has given him a bedtime story. UNiTY, nice entry into the CT side.
This was so weird for Owner, by the way. He gets into a position. I think he was unsure whether he had been seen or not. Because that might have been one of these situations where Woozy turns around a little bit and reloads and doesn't see him, or he was just wondering which one of these guys is going to peek me first. Are they going to double peek me? Is Woozy going to peek me? Is the guy down going to peek me? What the hell is going on with this fight? It was a good idea out of him. He could have won them the round. It's just a little bit unfortunate. And the first buy round does go in the favor of UNiTY, which is actually quite good for them, especially considering they did lose that opening fight in towards middle. That was NeoFrag going down.
Again, UNiTY trying to play preemptive Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it's also the late drop in towards canals, right? You're going on the second timing, not instantaneously. You're allowing one player to go out, then you go for the late flash and you retake it. Makes the teeth a little bit more uncomfortable. Issue is, they hadn't really progressed too deep in towards canals at the point in time. So you couldn't really catch anybody off guard, but you did use the majority of your utility. You don't have a single smoke, a Molotov, just flashes and 1 HE left on the CT side, which could be problematic.
Tough. No real ways to block Basement Boys out of the site anymore. So they played the long game, and it's paid off. But look at UNiTY. They've explored out of sight of B main, so that eliminates one of the possibilities. Quick rotations are a must here from UNiTY, and they're already on their way, alerting the presence. Woozy able to find one, but Marisco is trapped, and HGs have been thrown at him left and right. The bullets will close the deal. Now you need to get the bomb into the ground. NeoFrag trying to catch up and stop this part from going down, but the spray is rough, and Fake Reality will exploit it. UNiTY have to wave the white flag.
Yeah, that's tough. That's very tough for NeoFrag. It's probably a kill that he's going to get 9 out of 10 times. It's also the fact that they were contacting main, but Marisco couldn't get the insta headshot onto the Mac-10, so then the player reacts, swings, and he's stuck towards the back of the pillar. I was just going to say, this is the perfect way that the round could have gone for these two players on the A bomb side. The Basement Boys just fake middle with a little bit of util, but they just contact out A main. That gives both of them a fighting opportunity towards A. Couldn't really take advantage of it though. Fake Reality, did he see Kefida? He looks very aware of the possibility. Imagine he jumps and headshots him. Do it.
Yeah, not in this universe. Right. Although I do see the director's eyes through you, Ted. I feel like you'd make a good movie script writer.
And a very entertaining but bad Counter-Strike player. Because I'd go for that. Yeah, I'd go for that.
That too.
All right. First tactical timeout for UNiTY. What do you really speak about right now? Difference is starting to open up. You probably can address the issue with running out of util too early, deploying too much to try and get that initial pick. To be fair, they have had some different ideas on the CT side. There was that mid push from NeoFrag, then they take canals a little bit later on. Kefida pushed B main as well, coordinated with the players fighting middle. So they are trying to be creative on that CT side. It's just about finding different ways, I guess, to do it in a safer way. That's a very good HE, right on top of Mikey.
No wonder his car is into pieces right now. Somehow brain intact and can continue to hold that Kalashnikov. Woozy, very important position to hold on to if they do end up closing up the distance, but Basement Boys just holding back for now. Yet again, waiting for a lot of the utility to be expended. And feeling out the waters because UNiTY have gone for aggressive maneuvers before. But this time, Basement Boys will be the first one taking substantial steps forward. Smoke fades. Magent first to the headshot.
He even heard him. NeoFrag was ready for the fight. He was waiting for him. He was looking for him, but he just couldn't react in time. And that's going to put so much pressure on the hands of Woozy. Needs to try and get a kill, or at least get out of dodge.
That much more important, but does take the latter choice, Ted. And now, UNiTY, look how they react.
Yeah, they just
They're
stack into the
certain
save.
this is going to be an A hit, but it's the wrong call to make. Basement Boys completely bamboozle them. B-sides the target.
You just feel pressured. You don't have presence and control in towards canals and towards A main. You were pushed away from middle with a couple of people. You're low on money. It's the latter stages of the game already, so you feel like this is your best option probably. Just put all your eggs into that A bomb side basket, hope for the best. If not, hope to be able to hold on to your guns. Issue is, Basement Boys have a whole lot of money on some of their players. If I'm the Basement Boys, you realize that these guys are safe and you send at least 2 or 3 of these guns on the hunt. Maybe not all of them, because you still have trouble who's on 300 and you don't want to donate an AWP to the CT side cause, but you can afford to let go of 1 or 2 guns in order to get something out of them. Showing a little bit more discipline though. Magent is the only one hunting. I just realized they're playing a T side with 3 M4s.
Yeah, and they'll be able to hold on to them later on. It doesn't make sense to reinvest.
Yeah, the T's went around, and then the CTs and the T's have the exact same amount of AKs. And the exact same amount of M4s.
This doesn't happen too often, does it?
No, not really.
At least for 2 rounds consecutive. Will UNiTY switch something up? You've got an early aggression with 3 players into B. No one from Basement Boys around, though. Again, the idea of trying to set the pacing of the round from the very beginning. Basement Boys show that for another time.
Good nade. The moment Krivda throws his, you just go for the 131 timing. Support smoke going in towards connector. They are trying that B aggression again. They've seen the Oper though. I'm not really sure if they want that fight. They'll try and back off. And again, the only issue with this is that you are expanding utility, trying to be aggressive, trying to net that opening kill, but Basement Boys have been doing a very good job at not letting you win anything on the back of these aggressive plays.
Utility was also used to allow the fallback for UNiTY as well, right? Another couple of flashes to get the players out of dodge. Basement Boys have been brilliant with being able to find little advantages here and there, get a pick untraded, or create pressure in certain areas of the map, and they're doing it this time over in mid. Look at Krivda flying under the radar completely. Mariska knows there's a possibility and gets there first. In the meantime, though, Basement Boys have stolen away site access. There's a molly to block the 2 CT players away. Bomb can go down. A 4v5. This is going to be epic.
Yeah, no utility on the T side to delay as well. Just 1 flash into HEs on the CT side is just going to go down to the gunfights.
And you're waiting for Woozy to go around the world here. He's taking so much time. Fake Reality realizes a situation like that could be at play, but Woozy will be able to win it. Trade up from Magin, not going to plan. So Owner has to stand tall here. That doesn't happen. Instead, Trouble realizes he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it's a bulldozer to take him down.
It's a clean retake. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. 5 alive, money's gonna be looking good. You hold on to an OP. You get the AK upgrade as well. Lovely reaction out of the A players. Morisco just pushing in towards main alongside Neofry, getting that kill. This double kill out of Uzi as well was great. It's such a clean round out of UNiTY, so well contained. We're the Basement Boys. You give them the bomb side, but you don't give them anything more, anything else. No exit routes, no post-plant aggression. You just keep them trapped.
Finally getting rid of the M4s on that T side. Don't know if that's a good thing. Well, it's good that you've won around, but...
Ooh, he was holding for it.
One tap headshot, indeed, was he? All too aware.
Or that must have been a very quick flick if he wasn't.
Sure. Both possible. But instead of falling back from mid, Basement Boys want to give it another go. They've taken the gamble that Woozy would have reconfigured entirely, which actually is the case. Woozy focusing towards the main entry of A, or further back, worried about short. And he's made the right call because Fake Reality walks directly into his crosshair. Ona finally able to put Basement Boys on the board here on the T side. But you're still playing catch-up. You're still one player down. At least you've got bomb control, but you need to figure out where the weakest site entry is.
30 seconds, and I think they're starting to get a feel for the round. 2 players on A, the Oper and another rifle. 1 more that needs to be in towards Temple. 1 more on the B bomb side. They wait out the molly. They go. They've got the Temple smoke as well.
It needs to be a fairly clean take, though. You can't afford for UNiTY to get away with equal fights. Mikey hiding out, he's got a flash, he knows what's going on. The reinforcements are already arriving. Look at the minimap, they are dashing towards the B-side defense. Macken though, stronghold. Kifida though, that double might have just secured the round. 10 seconds on the clock and Macken having to cross through Woozy's scope. Not going to be happening. UNiTY with a back-to-back streak.
Kefida's multi-kills have been so impactful in towards the B-bomb side. That 1 round at the start on the T side where they push and he mows down 3. This double kill here and a big round out of Woozy. First waiting for the player on the boost, then being able to get that kill so easily against Fake Reality as well. And even closing it out with the 3rd. UNiTY looking very composed, very calm on that CT side, especially when the Oper is being that proactive and hitting the shots. Just 1 round the difference.
I tell you what, though, I think now Basement Boys will be in economical trouble. Yeah, that's exactly the case. So they're going to go for a light buy. There's a high chance that UNiTY will be able to get onto the same step with Basement Boys in terms of the score. And we might be seeing a very quick round as well. Tech 9s, Mac 10s, MP7. This could be a dashing round. Oh. Great HE and great follow-up by Neofrag. Doesn't get much better than that, cleaner than that.
Yeah, very disruptive. Lurk smoke comes out. There is a bit of a gap on the left side. They've not seen him yet. That was just a protocol spam. Now they have. He does get the pickup onto Neofrag, but with the refrag coming in straight away, it doesn't really change too much for the round. That is, of course, unless those 2 players in towards middle were able to somehow get the kill onto Kefida, get the AK, and then run down Morisco. Then it becomes very funny.
Thing is, the best chance they have doing that is before Mikey gets here. If he gets here in time, which indeed is the case, then they do not stand a chance. Won't come down to that, because Kefida takes a moment to swing at that corner himself. So the double kill is his. Equilibrium is true. And Basement Boys basically beg to find an answer here, a way through.
Yeah, they're really struggling. Currently stuck in the basement. Which is quite literally where they're playing from, by the way. It's, you know, Dracula's cave, Dracula's basement. Not a pleasant place to be, though. B-pop coming out, utilities in. Can they hold on?
Yeah, figuratively. Sure, it's a nice place. IRL, Mikey. Ooh, even blind, able to convert onto a second. Sure, he goes down, but the damage has been done. The job has been successful.
Even though he burns from the underworld, Mikey's able to get a double kill. The mollies were so good. The execution was great. They were just blocked off by the smoke, though, and couldn't jump out. Mikey stops the first 2 players, and this was just down the entire play.
So what's next for Basement Boys? Do you already think about the next round? Trying to keep rifles into the next one? Okay, you're taking it that a step further, really.
It's been very difficult because they are trying different stuff, but I really like that CT side out of UNiTY, to be fair to you.
True.
We've seen good reactive Counter-Strike. They've had different ideas of taking initiative and being creative at different rounds. Now they know this is the first full buy in 2 rounds for the Basement Boys, and they've struggled to pick up some. So they might try and simplify things and just hit a bomb side hard with an execution. Wow. So they start 3 in towards B and 2 on A, and they leave middle. It's just very basic but diligent type of approach coming out of UNiTY in a lot of these rounds. Some good reads on the situation.
individually sound on every level too. I don't feel like anyone from the UNiTY squad is lacking.
I mean, these usually go together. I think they go hand in hand. When you have the right ideas and everyone's communicating well and you know exactly what is going to happen, it's a lot easier for people to just be locked in and feel confident in the setups that they have, the position that they have, what is going on.
Counter-terrorists win.
Alarm bells ringing for Basement Boys. Those are a lot of LEDs in the background there, but let's see if they can find the light in the game. Or maybe have a light bulb moment on how to deal with this. 2 AKs, 2 Tech 9s, and Trouble left with a bag full of utility. This time, no playing around at the center of the map. No playing around on distracting into B. It's all business.
All right. Connector smoke coming in. Decided against going with smoking towards the bomb site.
Walking into the AWP.
It was
will be
nice.
ready for it.
They don't have a molly. I mean, they have 2 of them, but they're in the players that are far back. Fake Reality has no utility, so he couldn't even punish the Oper. And look at the reaction as well on the other side of the map. You get a kill on A, you see a second player, you just push B main. You're getting so much intel right now.
Now, this is a mature game of Counter-Strike from UNiTY.
It's just very cohesive. It makes sense. You block connector as well, so you're kind of trapping them in towards canals, and in front of that a bomb site. Morisco's still having a bit of a look in towards canals. If there's multiple people crossing, he's going to spot them out, and they feel secure. He's been spotted.
This is huge for Mona. He's going to have to wait to see if he can spot the head. The spray will do it by the end. So he's managed to equalize the numbers. UNiTY respond by trying to spend 2 players to look towards mid. But is there truly a gap into the A site when Woozy is still holding with the AWP and he's created even more distance between himself and his opposition? Still able to find one, and indeed, without being able to smoke this, Woozy has a free position. And indeed, 10 seconds. You're not going to be pushing into the A site anymore. The choice is to hold back, save the AKs, but this provides a round to UNiTY.
I can't believe one failed smoke is what is going to cost them, and Trouble might even go down after a time if they were a little bit quicker on that push. Neofrag is not going to be able to get there in time. Oh man, that smoke. Uzi opens things up. Then Owner gets that kill. Molly's in towards camera. That opens up a gap. The Oper was all alone. You smoke him up. At least you can get onto the bomb side. At least you get a plant. That wasn't blocked by Woozy. That was just a straight up failed piece of utility out of the Basement Boys, and it cost them so much. It might cost them the entire map.
It very much can be the catalyst to this map's result.
And that is their map pick as well, let's not forget. This is the reason we thought this veto could have been very good for them, because they usually like an Inferno and an Anubis, but that Anubis has not been going their way. Look at Neofrag again. He's just dropped down canals. They've not heard him. The deep smoke might give it away, but he could be getting a free kill.
Oh, he could
Honor seen him.
Shut down and heard. He made a step. He made noise. 1 for 1 by the end, though. So Basement Boys have got something to work with, but Mikey being an additive to the angle is what keeps UNiTY ahead. And Basement Boys trying to break into this B side, but do they expect Kivita to be crouched into the angle? Fake Reality does. So Mikey now crunched in, finally shut down, and Basement Boys are winning their individual exchanges.
That reload baited him into the crosshair of Kivita, but he just couldn't win the fight. Mikey's not able to get the refrag. He's too pressured out of the water player of Owner. He's going to throw Morisco into the clutch. They've got plenty of money for the reinvestment into the next, meaning Morisco could give it a go. He will land the headshot, but a headshot from the M4 not really sufficient to confirm the kill. So 1 round the difference. I did make a joke before the start of this broadcast that I am ready for an overtime on the first map.
And I think you could be correct, or maybe entirely correct. Because one round is the difference between UNiTY going 1-0 on their opponents' map pick or going into overtime. We've said many good things about how structurally sound UNiTY has been on their bye rounds, especially here on CT.
To be fair, they were in a very good position to even win the previous one. I'd say they've been playing a very, very good defense. As the middle again, something creative might be cooking up. Do they want to break the smoke? Do they want to fight on the fade? What's the plan? I think they're pushing.
They're walking forwards.
Yeah.
Ooh, smoke fades. Magan has realized he's calling in for help. Fake reality on the other side. Good flash.
Yeah,
UNiTY realize this is a bit too shaky. They have to back off.
It is a good call to back off, right? You haven't lost too much. You've just used one flash for this entire play, and you get spotted out. Player hides. There could be some support there. You can still be competitive and win the round. Playing with just one player in towards B as of right now, though. NeoFrag somehow stays alive. Should go down.
Indeed. Tries to throw in some nade before he has to see the end of the light. But unable to do that. Basement boys have got 35 seconds though. Where's the timing on? Now they need to figure out what to do. And I think they've now realized that the best call is to go to the left-hand side of the map into this B site. Currently only one defender, but the fact that Mikey's circulating over will make this more structurally sound.
Oh, that's a big kill. Doesn't have to worry about connector anymore.
So all eyes on main. Flash to delay. The swing comes through from Kivit, a self-assisted flash and 2 elbows in front of their faces. UNiTY. What a performance. Sure, they lost both pistols and follow-ups, but when it came to the buy rounds, they definitely were the strongest team.
Yeah, that was probably one of the cleaner performances that we've seen out of UNiTY in this tournament so far. Right, Kifida with a great performance. He finished that map on 16 kills. I feel like all of these were just double and triple kills in specific rounds. NeoFrag's calls looked very good. The CT side was very proactive. They were...
Okay, here we go. I see a red...
No, this is a skeleton... Christ.
Stop shaking it. I want to see the knife, mate.
No,
okay,
I know what it's a slaughter.
Oh.
I just forgot. It's a skeleton slaughter, and I think
yeah.
the gloves are either snow leopard or king snakes, which is quite good. I think we are ready to get into the server though, folks. So this is enough of us talking about skins and the beginning of us talking about actual Counter-Strike being played. UNiTY one map up, one map closer to the play-in stage of the Lorgar Rankings Closed Qualifier. Basement boys on the map pick of their opponents will need to go absolutely huge with a 4-man mid-rush. That's the way to go.
But the thing is, UNiTY have spotted out very early and have backed up completely. So Woozy would lose his life. NeoFrag is there as a distraction while the rest of the squad does a lot. NeoFrag gets a double kill. And UNiTY have crossed onto the A site, bomb to go down, 3v3 for the retake.
That's not bad, especially if Morisco's able to find that kill onto Trouble.
Yikes.
Does so. They don't have a defuse kit. Just a smoke.
So you need to move in quickly. Fake reality to take contact by himself. Morisco thinks twice before peeking again and drops back to the safety of the site. There's even a lurk in the making. Kifida going all the way around. It's the right choice to make if you want to add to this. Might not even need to go around, actually. But here we go. Pace has gone up. Owner with a double kill now. Fake reality needs to pick up the pieces, running out of bullets. Has to reload. Oh, dear. And there is no time to defuse now, even if you get the pick. That is the job done. Kifida knew he had just to walk around in circles, run around, dance into the smoke. It doesn't matter, as long as he doesn't get killed, and UNiTY get away with round number 1.
Yeah, it's a very good start to the pistol round, and you sometimes see signs of NeoFrag just being like, oh, you youngsters, you're running down middle, you're pushing and being aggressive on Inferno against me? I was there years ago in 2021 when I was on Sinners. I was the menace that everyone hated playing against. I know how to deal with that type of play. Big double kill out of the in-game leader. A double kill out of him. 1 kill for Morisco, 1 for Kifida. Force by coming out of the CT side. Rocking the double MP9. Single Famous 1 at 5.7 and a scalp. Trouble looks like someone. I'm trying to... He's a very familiar guy. He's got a familiar face.
Familiar face?
Yeah.
Nice nade.
They have boosted on the boost.
Yeah, it's a double boost. It's a boost on the boost. It's not exactly a double boost, because a double boost would say that there's a player boosted on top of another player, but this is a boosted player instead of on top of a boosted position.
You let the
I don't
intrusive
know
thoughts
what
win?
the term is for that. Yeah.
It's fine.
We
It's
should come up
literally
with
called a
term.
double boost. It's
Is
fine.
it?
It's like a boost me on the boost, yeah.
I think.
Well,
it should
that
be
is a
something
fake.
Different. And it's working because Basement Boys aren't budging. And we'll line up with the smoke over to the ace site and walks ahead of his opponents.
They got all of them.
Ooh, this is rough. Basement Boys unable to get on the top end of any of these trays. UNiTY, on the other hand, flawless.
How did that happen then, boys? I mean, that's one of those situations where you say, well, I might not be smart, but at least I'm ugly. You're not getting anything out of this. They walked into the stack with the fake, into the empty bomb site, and they got all the kills. You force bot, you couldn't even save. It's a little bit tough of a situation. Now you get reset. We can use the opportunity. A quick reminder to everyone. Shout out to Lorgar. You can go and check them out. Get everything you need for a gaming session. Doesn't really matter what you're into playing. If it is Counter-Strike, if it is racing simulators, anything else. And also
PC
there is
desks.
a massive giveaway.
Imagine having
30
a PC
products.
built in your desk. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, that's fine.
Join the giveaway. I feel like our ad call-outs are very on the chaotic side.
Yeah. That's how you know it's organic.
That's
You know we
genuine.
mean it.
They really look like cool stuff. Anyway, can we get back into Counter-Strike? Well, there's not much to say in this round, to be fair, so scratch that.
No, what you can be talking about right now is the fact that Mikey is on a 5-1 start, Neofrag's on a 4-1 start, and those are the two players that you don't want to be feeling confident on Inferno when you're up against UNiTY.
Sure.
Basement Boys will have a very tough time of getting, or a very tough task of getting that first buy round on the board. And they need a cleaner one, right? You can't let UNiTY run away with a big lead towards the start. We did mention that they've had some struggles with their T sides over the course of the last couple of games where they need a very, very long time to come up with a solution. Now, there is a different side to it because of how much time they've needed to actually turn things around when the other team starts well. We don't really know how things go when they start well. And now they've picked up their first buy round of the series. Remember, Basement Boys won both of them on Anubis, even though they did lose. And UNiTY pick up that pistol. They get a 3-0 lead. There's enough money for the CTs to go for a full investment with an OP, with the M-Force, and with a little bit of util. They decide not to go for a diffuse kit, which could come back to bite them in the ass later on. This is the round that they need to win.
They definitely have the firepower for it. Can they make it work? So, initially 2 sets of mollies are set by the Basement Boys in Banana. And once they settle, another one is popped. So they really don't want UNiTY to be walking up here for free this early. They will go in eventually. Some distraction smokes and mollies and flashes are coming over to this A site. Kifford are trying to sell the idea that it's going to be an A hit. And it sort of sold it correctly. 4 players of Basement Boys have already rotated over. This is huge. Only 1 player around on B, and that's Magent, and he's only with 1 foot through the door. The other one's already on the foot back.
They have no utility to defend this. The moment that this smoke fades away in towards B, Magent has just got a single HE. And unless he gets a triple kill with the HE and the spam, this round is over. They should probably save. I don't know if they should be going for that type of a retake. Maybe now they can give it a go. They've got a 5v4. It's still not going to be easy. Remember, they don't have a defuse kit. They have just 1 smoke left on Trouble.
Bomb only just goes down, so there's not too much time to set up a decent post-plant hold.
Oh, they can bait. One of the triple players can fight, the other one can just hide. That's
Woozy
perfect.
gets away with a headshot. That is huge. And goes in again! I thought Woozy was stuck in that position. I thought his fate was doomed. But instead, this round has already set sail for Basement Boys. Gone to a different continent. UNiTY taking care of business.
This is such a massive sequence out of Uzi. Even the moment he gets the first kill, that just secures the round, but he goes above and beyond with the second. It's such a well-played round out of UNiTY. Even though Magan does so much work, he breaks the smoke, gets the kill. You get the 5v4, but then the lack of utility, the lack of a defuse kit, it felt like a bit of a rush. You're just going for 1v1 fights and you're losing so many of them. And now this is troublesome. You've lost all 5 players, meaning you don't have the OP, you don't have a hero rifle, you're down 0-4. And you've just got a bunch of 5.7s, pistols, a smoke on Krivda. That's about it. Another B stack. This time it's the full 5-man B stack. You can't really fold them with the amount of B rounds we've seen out of UNiTY, but they're still doing some exploration work. Sorry,
sure.
Apparently a very difficult word to say. In towards that A bomb side. So I don't think this will be a blind round into B here for the T's.
And even in the rounds where UNiTY did go B, there was always an A element, right? Last time it was a bit of an obfuscation, but you still had, I think it was Neofrag that walked in deep as well earlier.
Yeah.
Or was it one of the others? Either way. He already made sure that there was some sort of resistance here. There was a reason why they'd end up on B, and this time they are having 0 resistance. They're allowed to walk where they please. And the only thing that settles is a smoke on B, which Mikey is happy to entertain. This is just huge, simply huge. I mean, you'd never expect a pistol round to come out on top with a win, but you'd hope it finds some damage. Make sure that the economy of the T side doesn't get out of control, but we're not in that territory right now.
No, quite the opposite. We're in the territory where UNiTY are just calling like there's no tomorrow. And by that, I mean, everything is working out perfectly. It's like the best day of what could be happening to Neofrag as the IGL. Everything was working out for him on Anubis, and then you move into Inferno and you go for all of these B plays, but the few times that there wasn't a lot of util for a post plan, let's say you were able to use all of it to track people back in towards A from the CTs, then the moment they run a full 5-man stack on B, you go A. And as you pointed out, the thing is they've not been playing this one blindly, right? They've always had presence around the map. It's not like they're just going off of spawn and going in on the base of no intel. And even here you can see the discipline. They realize there's just pistols on the other side, so who really does need a hunt? No one on the T side. You don't need to be giving them opportunities to get these AKs, get a rifle upgrade, get some utility. Let them hold on to the 5.7s if they want to. You get the 5-0 start. Money on T side looking phenomenally good. It's buzzing.
And you're not going for the helmet either in so many of the players. And sure, against the AKs, that's not a big deal, but there's still an M4 in the hands of Neofrag, so...
That's true, actually. That's why it's actually quite smart he decides to stick with the M4. He knows that a head armor is not going to be a priority for them, and this is a one-tap potential with an M4 now for him.
Give it up.
That's a crazy
this is
play.
nasty business. Trouble expecting it, but he's on the retreat. Magan, as well as Trouble, win their first fight. But Morisco goes berserk twice already this game. He gets attributed a double kill out of thin air. Owner, last man standing on the CT side, and he's got no support. Not checked, but unable to convert. That is destruction. Dismembered site. This B-bomb site. And Trouble being so far deeply placed, it's a dire effort to get something going. Same could be said about Krivid and walking up on Banana. Looking for scraps. But all they get are bullets in their faces.
All they get is Morisco's AK. That's all they get. Look at that. They get the opening kill. Magan wins the fight against Mike, and then Morisco just goes out the smoke, gets the first double kill. Refrag jumping AK into the headshot. And even the fourth kill as well. A very sharp round out of Morisco. Reminding everyone that this is what UNiTY should be looking like on a normal day, right? With all the firepower. Neofrag is your goddamn IGL, and he was the best Czech player probably in 2021. That was coming out of the tier 2 scene. You've got Mikey, who used to be a massive star in the tier 3 space and was regarded as one of the biggest talents coming out of the region just 2-3 years ago. And you've got Morisco, who is one of the successors of Neofrag on Sinners and one of the also very hard aimers out of the Czech scene. That's been a very ugly game for Basement Boys so far on Inferno. They've been able to get 9 kills amongst 5 players over 6 rounds.
Yeah, Fake Rally hasn't been able to say hello to anyone yet. It was a very fanatic themed M4. Oh, no. Give it up. Oh, the double entry!
That's it. And they've
He's
even
here
won
with
the
a
fight on B.
spice.
That's what I'm talking about. They don't really know which bomb site to go to because they're just getting the kills everywhere.
I mean, this boost is cute, but there's just too many players anticipating it. Even Woozy doubles up there, doesn't allow his teammates to steal that one away from him. Wants to be relevant in this map as well, because he was impressive on Abyss too.
Look at him go. Another multi-kill. Another big moment out of Kefida. And this is a full buy round for Basement Boys, by the way. This is a full investment. And they just lose it in a matter of, what, 25, 30 seconds. They all get mowed down. Look at him go in desperation, running down middle, trying to push through the smokes. Throws Banner into the work, just getting non-scoped, farmed by the AKs. This is such a quick T-side as the CT just running towards their zone demise.
It's disheartening if you're Basement Boys. Gut-wrenching in a way as well, because you were not far off the mark on Anubis, even though it always felt like you were playing catch-up. But UNiTY are feeling very, very confident. And sure, a factor of it has to be that UNiTY love to play this, you know, day in, day out, but it's been weeks since Basement Boys have, you know, dabbled on Inferno, but you expect some level of comfort, some go-to play, but the fact that UNiTY are just rolling with the tempo and loving it, Basement Boys have not gotten a say once in regards to the tempo.
No, not at all. They're just getting dominated right now. UNiTY are running all over them, and I've loved what I've seen out of Kefida, out of Neofrag, out of Morisco, Mike, out of all of them. Look at him go. Mikey's just taking Banana like it's his. From the moment he was born, he's just going forward. Morisco doing the same. They're just playing with so much assertiveness. 135, and you've just pushed the CTs away. They can't really think about fighting. And Kefida might be tempted to repeat what he did in the previous buy round. Surely there's no way. Oh, he's heard the O probably. Most likely.
Yeah, the fact that UNiTY are doing such a ruckus on the other side of the map, on the other side of A, on long, does beg them to turn their attention towards him. And here comes a turnaround. Trouble turns back, and Kifida's timing is impeccable. Woo! It is scrumptious. An all-you-can-eat dining day for UNiTY.
Just look at him go.
Basement Boys are the meal.
Yeah, they really are. And it feels like all of them are having a live game right now. No one's missing shots. Everyone's having big moments. Neofrag is just flicking people, headshotting people left, right, and center. Mikey's doing the same on Banana with the entries. Morisco had that one round with the 4 Ps on B.
I mean, you can even see it in the score, right? The lowest amount of kills is 6, highest is 8. There's not much of a disparity.
No, not at all. They're all tuning in right now. All charming in with kills, with damage. And then you're looking at the side of the Basement Boys. Magan is the top fragger with 5 kills. Owner's got 4. Krivda's got 1. Trouble's got 2. Fake Reality yet to register 1. For those of you that can't do the maths, that's 12 kills over the entire team over the course of 9 rounds.
Hmm. 9 rounds in and 1 away from potential double digits here for UNiTY. And the buy from Basement Boys looks a bit shaky. This high-low could be impactful.
They still got a
especially
kill.
Paired with a crossfire on both ends. 2 picks already. This is the best situation we've seen Basement Boys in. Fake Reality receives a goosh to the head, but it's through the wall, so will survive. The bullet is lodged in its skull.
Yeah, Mikey knows he's headshot him through the wall, right? That's why he's chasing in such a brave way. HE might fall right on top of Neo. Frag, a moment of hesitation. He could have mollied and naded him, actually. He could have prevented the bomb from going down.
Sorry, Bomb Plant has provided the chance for UNiTY to get back into the round. But this is as good a chance as any. We've seen a 5v4 retake before, but last time with no util. Now there's plenty of it. As a check-in squad look to reposition off the back of the mollies. Got a target in one area of the site. Mikey doubles up, and he's even alive to tell the tale for a little later. Neofrag and Woozy have got the perfect crossfire for Owner's angle. Neofrag knows that the timing is an issue, so takes the fight head on. No reason to hold back. And UNiTY guaranteed double digits. No survivors, but it's a complete nightmare for the Basement Boys.
We've not had a 13-0 so far in this event. This might be the first one. And I'm saying this understanding that there still is time and they might be able to get a map. But this has been such a one-sided game. Every single post plant, every single retake, every single situation, you just believe there's a UNiTY player ready to get a double or a triple kill. 13-1 Hyper Spirit drama on Ancient. That was the most one-sided game so far.
Fake Reality spends all of his utility straight away, and he backs it up with an aggressive play. Instead of dying, gets rewarded with an AK. So, playing with a lead here, Basement Boys, but there's a weakness in the site that UNiTY are exploiting. I don't mind the response. Already 3 players approaching from growing spawn, but Library Crunch from Owner gets there too late. And the player in spawn is the one to fall. Owner, you've got a couple of low players you can deal with, and indeed does get the job done. Kifida
have they
is the
lost
linchpin of the round.
They don't know about him.
They thought it was only 2?
Yeah.
Surely.
B's open. He knows it. First rotation player as well is going to be far away. I mean, Owner can try and play, but smoke deployed. Bomb's going to go down. Mikey knows no one's coming banana. And there is that deep smoke in towards CT. They need to respect it.
They got no
either
info.
Break it or wait it out.
They break it initially, but still gain no such information. Block out Cathedral, sure. But you're walking into a really tough spot, and the blockade is set up again. Flushed out from trouble. Able to convert on the first. But Kifida stays silent! Finally, Basement Boys find the crack! You're right.
It might be close.
I think he's got it.
He should, right?
Yeah. It is close, but he's got it. Oh, less than half a second. Oh boy, but at least they're able to deny a potential 30-0 now.
All right, not getting a 13-0. I was just going through all the games to check if there was really another one. I don't think there was, but we're not going to see it here either. Even though it was quite close with the lack of a defuse kit. Big play coming out of trouble is the flash onto Kifida as well. That delays him a little bit. All right. Did you get the 1 round? Will there be a second?
There can only be a second for this half at least. But Woozy doesn't need to see his opponent to get a good idea of where he could be. And Basement Boys don't react by putting more players to this B-side defense. And Morisco again wins an individual fight while he's lurking. It's not been a fun day on the office, or maybe fun day in apartments for Basement Boys.
It's just unfair. Look at the way they're getting the kills. It's just so crisp. Look at the headshots. They just never end. You cannot play Counter-Strike against this. Sometimes you're just gonna be going through the motions like that, and Someone on the other side of the server is going to be feeling himself, and you won't be feeling yourself. Oh, come on. It's a 5v2. They planted the bomb. It's 10-1, and he smokes himself off and goes away. This is getting under your skin if you're the basement boys. Owner naded. Kefita gets the kill. 11 rounds on that T side. UNiTY making another step in towards the play, and at this point, they're basically just one pistol round away. Should be able to close this one out.
Yeah. Oh, this is rough. I don't think anybody expected to see what we're witnessing right now. Sure, we thought it could have been a close affair. UNiTY, you know, some would place them as favorites, not all. I feel like there's a conversation for both, but Basement Boys, far off the pace. They've had a successful day other than this, right? They had a couple of wins on LAN. It's unfortunate they'll have to close it out with a loss. Frag and Woozy.
Clinical.
What the doctor ordered. That is crisp by Neofrag.
Show him who's played that headshot only USB deathmatch, son.
And Kefita knows what's going on, so he's just going to completely avoid confrontation, trying to play as the quick backstab, allow Basement Boys the false sense of comfort, safety. But here comes the rest of the cavalry. Mariska not able to convert as well as the rest of his teammates, but Owner down to 3 HP will leave him one away from death.
It's too quick for you to be anticipating an Apps presence.
Oh, that is rough. Well, Magan will expect and anticipate everything, but he's right to do that because UNiTY are truly everywhere. Pissed around win. Safe to say, being one step away from qualification into the play-ins, that they'll be getting there, whether it's sooner or rather than later.
This is such a cool way for them to make it into the play-ins as well. One of the teams that we wanted to see play like a favorite in this entire qualifier probably is UNiTY. And after the very lackluster start they had, there was a lot of questions surrounding their performance, surrounding their chances to make it into Barcelona. But you play like this in the play-ins, you could get an opportunity. There's a reminder for everyone. Kaleshi, Rottweilers, Mix, KS, Inner Circle Academy, Bondi, and Astro already in that play-in stage. UNiTY will have to win 2 best-of-3s to make it into the LAN event in April. $50,000 on the line in Barcelona, and they're 1 round away from an opportunity to go there.
Mariska on the hot seat here, but he's in comfort zone. Tech Knights have found a lot of damage. And even though Mariska goes down to the flames, suddenly Basement Boys get themselves in a situation where this is doable. 2 rifles collected. The bomb still needs to go down, and they've mollied out one of the entries where Kefita wanted to move into. Full bout of util for Kefita.
Yeah, this is very doable. You've got the smoke, you've got the molly, you can molly the close right-hand side of the bomb side. Is not going to flush anyone out of position, but it does eliminate some of the angles. Unfortunately, Kefita does go down to Owner, and that will be the save out of Neofrag. Money's not actually great on UNiTY. Would you believe it or not?
I mean, they're only 1 round in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, it feels a little bit funky when you're, you know, up 12-1.
Sure.
You lose 1 round and you don't have money, but it is actually just the 2nd round of the half, so completely normal. Force Bite does work out. Basement Boys get a 2nd round on the board. You can try and enjoy the rest of the game. Although at this point, the outcome looks a little bit predetermined. Of course, we will get to watch another game of Counter-Strike later today, so don't get too discouraged by the score here. In about 1 hour and 20 minutes, it is supposed to start a game between Hyperspirit and Dalu Young. That would be the final game out of the group stage. The Group D decider matchup.
Ooh. I didn't expect Morisco to win that fight.
Right.
It took him
Careful,
3 bullets,
boys.
but he still got it. They take down the lurk on B. Woozy trying to see if he can take anyone down with them. That will not be granted. So 3v3, and still a world in which UNiTY can win.
Yeah, I think they're calling this one off. They don't really have a
Sure.
fuse kit. It's probably better to play the retake. If Uzi's able to get attack, then you could give it a go, but now it would be very difficult for the MAC-10 and MP9 long range to get a kill, right? So you go, you save. Again, you have so many rounds to work with. You can save for probably 5-6 rounds in a row before we even start getting worried, remotely worried about their chances. And this is just a very smart way of managing your money. You want to keep yourselves dangerous at all times, even if you are losing. You need to realize these guys need to go quite far in order to be a threat to us. So we can take our sweet time. I'm giving Owner's Combo a... I'll just give it a 4 out of 10. I'll give it a 4 out of 10.
What's the knife?
You'll see it now. It was a Karambit Crimson Web. Thing is, when you're rocking the amphibious,
gloves.
yeah, you can't go with the amphibious in a Crimson Web. It's just two good skins, but you put them together, it doesn't work.
Blue and red, never a good combination.
No, quite literally, they are going against each other most of the time.
Sorry, Crystal Palace fans, but
Yeah.
I'm not about that life.
Sometimes it does look good on their jerseys, though.
Yeah, but it's got to be like a royal red.
Yeah.
Which Crimson Web is closer to, I'm not going to lie, it's not like a Bieber.
All right.
So,
Opening kill gathered. Now, the issue is Neofrag's already
oh my
rotated
God, they're
back
walking
on.
into a trap.
Yeah, and the M4 is here as well. Oh,
Oh
God.
my God! Oh,
Rifle
well,
on the
Sean
side.
back.
They might run in. Won't be ready for him.
After seeing so many players, they might not be. You've got to do your due diligence and check everything. Does pre-aim it, and he walks deep as well, making it impossible for his opponent to track it. So UNiTY unable to convert the trick, but Basement Boys starting to gain some comfort, right? Starting to feel like they can frag back. The thing is, like you said earlier, Ted, this mountain is very much a very tall one.
I mean, in reality, they've won a force buy, an anti-force, and an anti-half buy, right? They've not won a full-on buy v buy. This is the first one. Uzi on a nope, and force for everybody else, full utility. If we want to give them real credit and real opportunity to potentially get back into this one, I feel like you need to win at least 2 full buy rounds, and then you might be in the position where the idea of you toying with the idea of a comeback would not seem too ludicrous.
Ooh. Trouble
They've
gets
hit him.
hurt, but
I'm not sure if they've realized it.
they still have 2 players looking, so it doesn't matter. Basement Boys running in circles around the A site, but can they find the direct line? Oh, they definitely know Morisco's deep here, so the pre-fire is certain. The thing is, Morisco doesn't have reinforcements. They know there's an AWP around. So do you choose to peek it?
They have too much util. The issue is Krivda doesn't have a lot, but he can still flash pit from maps if he really wants to.
Yeah, there's no smoke available for Woozy to get him out of harm, so he'll try and frag his way out of trouble.
They've stacked A.
It's the right call to make, but at the same time, Basement Boys are winning out on these little bits and bobs.
Oh,
the timing! You'd never anticipate Kivita just taking a dry peek like that. Woozy can hear the commotion dropping in from apartments. Molly being an issue though, he's got to run.
Oh, he got the
gets
kill!
away with the pick and is alive to tell the tale. Krivda needs to put the carry pants on. Take a deep breath. For 15 seconds, you don't really have the time to breathe. You've got to clutch your butt and see if you can take this one to the other end. You've given time to your opponents to reposition. You're not going to check pick, which is exactly where Neofrag is lurking. 13-4 will be the score. UNiTY, you've shown up, and I'm so glad you've done that after what seemed like a poor start to the tournament. I think now you've definitely stapled yourself as one of the favorites going into the play-ins.
They absolutely have. That's a great performance, especially that Inferno. I think Anubis as well, if they had won at least